Jai. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Vrajajana Nandana Yamuna Tera Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Shri Shri Radha Shyama Sundar ki Jai Shri Krishna Balaram ki Shri Shri Gauranitai ki Srila Prabhupada ki Shri Vrindavan Dham ki Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki Gaur Premanande. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru Gauranga. Om Jnanatimrandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. This is better. Need to be close, huh? Okay. So yes, I know some of you by face. My name is Mahajwala from Croatia. Croatia. That's near to Italy. Italy. Yeah, near. Yes, next to Italy, Croatia. When you come to India and then people from India ask you, where are you from? I say, Croatia. Oh, Russia. No, Russia. Croatia. Once one young Indian boy also asked me, where are you from? I said, Europe. He said, which country, Europe? I said, Europe is enough for you. He said, but which country, Europe? I say, Croatia. He said, Russia? So yes, Croatia is on the south. Yeah, small country, 4 million people. 4 million people only. But there is no place in the world where you will not meet at least one Croatian devotee. Anywhere in the world you go, any temple, some devotee from Croatia you will meet. Yes, I joined in 1991 together with my father. That was my connection first in Italy, actually. Yeah, and I was initiated by Harikesh. Then I took initiation from Sachinandana, His Holiness Sachinandana Swami, My service is mostly preaching and teaching since the beginning, actually. Yeah, usually. That was it. Yeah. Now, a few words that we know. So this small introduction for all of you who view also on YouTube. Hare Krishna, welcome. And today we will speak on 7th chapter, text 17. Text is 17. And before chanting the verse, probably you are daily here, most of you are daily here, but some of the viewers are maybe not as well as me. So small overview, short overview is, 7th chapter is actually the chapter where Srila Prabhupada, on which Srila Prabhupada gave the most classes. There is no chapter that Srila Prabhupada lectured more than the 7th chapter. Specifically, one verse, first verse. First verse. Asamshayam samagram mam yatha gyāsyāsi tatsrinu. Hear from me. How you can know me samagram completely. Asamshayam, without any doubt. Wow. So that's actually middle 6 chapters of the Gita, 7th chapter, middle 6 chapters of the Gita, where God speaks about Himself. Now you will know me without any doubt completely. Hear from me. Wow. That's why some Bhagavad Gitas, I don't know if you know, some of you, Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, the founder of Transcendental Meditation, his Bhagavad Gita has only 6 chapters. First 6 chapters, that's the Bhagavad Gita. He didn't have faith that people will be able to understand anything more than that. But Srila Prabhupada came with specific, specific, ample, stress on the bhakti, exclusive actually, and therefore this chapter is very special. And you will see, you saw already many verses that are very famous and important. So this chapter is actually good to learn by heart. The whole chapter you can learn by heart. Just like here in Krishna Balaram Mandir, they used to also, some years ago, they used to recite different, like 1 month would be like Brahma Samhita, 1 month will be like Ishopanishad, the whole month, after Mangarati. In Mumbai, they have a Brahma Samhita, every morning they recite Brahma Samhita. So if you just during Brahma Muhurta, if you happen to be there and recite, after 1 month, you will all of a sudden realize that you know it. If you're careful. You can. It's powerful time for learning. Early morning, Brahma Muhurta is powerful time for learning anything actually. So that's how I was learning this chapter. It happened in Salem, that's South India. Salem, they are building one big stone temple there. The disciples of Bhakti Vikas Swami Maharaj. This already almost built completely, and soon will be inauguration. And there they used to recite every morning for 1 month 1 chapter of the Gita. So that's actually a very good way to learn. You just sit there and every morning you repeat. It takes 5 minutes. For the 7th chapter, it's 30 shlokas. 7th chapter, 30 shlokas. And if you take 10 seconds for 1 shloka, which is good time, it's not too fast. That's like 300 seconds. Divide by 60. Exactly 5 minutes. 5 minutes a day. And you know the chapter. Oh, sounds good bargain. Okay, that's something about. And this specific place where we are now is also quite interesting. Quite interesting. We saw in the famous verse 14. We saw that Daivi Kesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya Ma Mevaye prapadyante. One who surrenders unto me, he can surpass this unsurpassable material energy, Maya. One who surrenders unto me. And then, after that, Srila Prabhupada, or Sri Krishna actually, states, who will never surrender unto him. So those who surrender will surpass material energy. But then, immediately after that, Sri Krishna explains, there are those who never surrender. There are dushkritinas. 4 types. And then after these 4 types who never surrender, then we hear about 4 types who do surrender to Krishna. And they are sukritinas. They are pious souls. They do surrender to Krishna. And then this verse is coming now, which when Sri Krishna elaborates more about these 4, specifically the one, the jñānī. All right, that's where we are right now. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Here it is. What's this transcendental knowledge is here? This 4th chapter here. Okay, let's sing here. Teṣāṁ jñānī nitya-yukta eka-bhaktir viśiṣyate priyo jñānino tyartham aham sacha mama priyaḥ. Teṣāṁ jñānī nitya-yukta eka-bhaktir viśiṣyate priyo jñānino tyartham aham sacha mama priyaḥ. Teṣāṁ jñānī nitya-yukta eka-bhaktir viśiṣyate priyo jñānino tyartham aham sacha mama priyaḥ.
teṣāṁ jñānī nitya-yukta eka-bhaktir viśiṣyate priyo jñānino atyartham aham sacha mama priyaḥ. teṣāṁ jñānī nitya-yukta eka-bhaktir viśiṣyate priyo jñānino atyartham
aham sacha mama priyaḥ. Teṣāṁ jñānī nitya-yukta eka-bhaktir viśiṣyate priyo jñānino tyartham aham sacha mama priyaḥ. Teṣāṁ jñānī nitya-yukta eka-bhaktir viśiṣyate priyo jñānino tyartham aham sacha mama priyaḥ. Let's try to remember what we if you close your eyes, what do we remember? Nothing. Something. Teṣāṁ. So, yes. Out of them, jñānī, one in full knowledge, nitya-yukta, always engaged, eka, only, bhaktiḥ, in devotional service, viśiṣyate, is special, priyaḥ, very dear, he certainly, jñāninaḥ, to the person in knowledge, atyartham, highly, aham, I am, saha, he, cha, also, mama, to me, priyaḥ, dear. So Lord Krishna explains here, of these four, the one who is in full knowledge and who is always engaged in pure devotional service is the best. For I am very dear to him, and he is dear to me. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Free from all contaminations of material desires. See, this beginning is very interesting, huh? Srila Prabhupada. He makes everybody pure devotee. So there are these four, and Prabhupada immediately says, free from all contaminations of material desires. The distressed, the inquisitive, the penniless, and the seeker after supreme knowledge can all become pure devotees. But out of them, he who is in knowledge of the absolute truth, jñānī, and free from all material desires, so he is in full knowledge of absolute truth, and he is free from all material desires, becomes a really pure devotee of the Lord. And of four orders, the devotee who is in full knowledge and is at the same time engaged in devotional service is, the Lord says, the best. By searching after knowledge, one realizes that his self is different from his material body. Now Srila Prabhupada starts to elaborate on the jñānī. So what's the beginning of jñānī? By searching after knowledge, one realizes that his self is different from his material body. That's the essence of jnana, knowledge. Making the discovery of the self, and first thing we realize is that we are different from the body. And when further advanced, Srila Prabhupada, he comes to the knowledge of impersonal Brahman and Paramātmā. When one is fully purified, he realizes that his constitutional position is to be the eternal servant of God. So how elevated is this position? Actually, servant of God. So by association with pure devotees, the inquisitive, making adjustment there. Anyway, so by association with pure devotees, see, this sentence is actually crucial. By association with pure devotees, this is the essence of this whole purport. By association of pure devotees, what happens? We'll hear now. By association with pure devotees, the inquisitive, the distressed, the seeker after material amelioration, that means material betterment, material making better material life, and the man in knowledge, all become themselves pure. Now we come to the first sentence. You don't need to. If it's free from all contaminations of material desires, these four. So how they become free, these four, from all material desires? By association with pure devotees. Now it's clear here. By association with pure devotees, the inquisitive, the distressed, the seeker after material amelioration, and the man in knowledge also, all become themselves pure. But in the preparatory stage, the man who is in full knowledge of the Supreme Lord, you understand? Srila Prabhupada now says in the preparatory stage. What that means? That means that, because he says all of them become pure devotees, all four, no? Not only the jñānī, all four become pure devotees in association with pure devotee. But in the preparatory stage, he says, the man who is in full knowledge of the Supreme and is at the same time executing devotional service is very dear to the Lord. He who is situated in pure knowledge of the transcendence. Now comes the final sentence of the purport, and It's a very powerful sentence. He who is situated in pure knowledge of the transcendence of the Supreme Personality of God is so protected in devotional service that material contamination cannot touch him. Wow, isn't that beautiful? You know what is material contamination? Lust, anger, greed. Mine one is, for example, anger. My main thing is everybody. If you analyze yourself, everybody has something. You know that is your test. You know, anger, greed. Somebody is greedy. Somebody is lusty. Somebody is sleepy, tamasic. Somebody is rajasic. And then, what else? Pride. Is that material energy as well, or spiritual? Pride. Material, isn't it? it's material energy. Pride comes. That usually comes when you're a little bit above. Jñānī, he can become proud because he's above. He knows much more. One who feels superior because of knowledge, he can become proud, and then he becomes actually disqualified. Because the first two items of jnana, of knowledge, one who is in real knowledge, the first two items is amanitva, adambitva. He is free from pride and he is humble. Humility. So this is how we test ourselves and how we test others. By these qualities, not how much shlokas one knows, or there are children in India who know the whole Mahabharata by heart. Imagine that. That's one lakh, isn't it? Shlokas. 100,000 shlokas by heart. What's that? Some people are amazingly knowledgeable, but how we judge knowledge? Krishna is judging knowledge. How? Aman. 13. That's 13th chapter, 8 to 12. These 20 qualities that consist jnana, knowledge, and all else is ajnana, ignorance. And first two are humility and pridelessness. That's the real aspect, real quality of knowledgeable man. Humility and pridelessness. So, let's repeat this sentence here. He who is situated in pure knowledge of the transcendence of the Supreme Personality of God. So that means he has a full knowledge about God as a transcendental, above material energy. He's above material energy. And he knows that he is not the body. He's not Croatian or Indian or, he is in this role right now. We have our roles right now. Somebody is grihastha, somebody is brahmachari, somebody is... These are roles. This is not our eternal identity. This is here, now, in this body. We have our roles, different roles to play, which will suit us best to further advance. But we know that we are eternal servants of Krishna. We are not the body. We are small particles. We mainly do not know exactly which particle, which eternal servant of Krishna am I. But we know that we are eternal servants of Krishna. We are not this body. That's how we serve, dedicate our... And what happens? One who is situated in this knowledge is so protected in devotional service that material contamination cannot touch him. We can this so nicely and clearly see in the Dham, place where there's such a high concentration of devotional service. You can go in if you come to Croatia, Janmashtami, it's one big day, like when many people gather. But here is in Vrindavan, or is like every day is like one Janmashtami multiplied by 1,000. That's every single day is like this. So many visitors coming, so much kirtan is going constantly. Even in the night, you cannot sleep. Somebody comes, Kartalas, you will see on the street, 2 o'clock night. Radhe, Radhe, Radhe. There is one Baba, there was at least, during the lockdown I was in Vrindavan. And used to go around parikramas. And one Baba every morning, 4 o'clock with whimpers. So this is a holy place. You will not see this in the West. Any town in the West, right now we just came. I'm quite jet-lagged still. We came from Belfast. So any big city in the world, usually early morning hours, nobody, nothing. Only Vrindavan Dham, you will see, full time, 24 hours. Somebody is chanting, singing. Doing parikrama around or thinking in the temple like this. So this is the beauty of the Dham. And then it's so easy to be protected from material contamination when we just apply ourselves. We just apply ourselves. You don't have to have any special qualification. Just apply yourselves to the Sangha. Just come, drag yourself to the temple, and everything happens. That's the mercy of the Dham. Or if we feel weak, if one is strong, he can go around and help others in Krishna consciousness, like this. Okay, so in this text 17, Shri Krishna says, of these four, the one who is in full knowledge and who is always engaged in pure devotional service is the best. So he is excelling him behind the others. But Lord Shri Krishna in the next verse, we'll see, he also glorifies all the others. He says, jñānī is the best. But in the next verse, we'll see, udara. He says, all others are magnanimous souls as well. Because they eventually they will also come to me and become pure, and that's what Srila Prabhupada speaks here in the Purport, isn't it? You realize? He says all these four become purified. It happens by association with a pure devotee in two types: being near pure devotee or near to devotees. Just serve when we serve the devotees, and also when we, that's like Vapu and Vani, when we doing the instruction. We follow the instruction of pure devotee. That's a Sangha. That's very powerful Sangha with the pure devotees to Vani, and through the instructions. Following instructions. No matter how disqualified one may feel to be, as soon as we apply ourselves to the instruction, following the instruction, miracles happen. Miracles happen. And we become also, any devotee becomes actually the part of the parampara. That's the idea, He becomes the line who is connecting others with Krishna. That's why this book distribution, why? To give people association with a pure devotee. To give people association with pure devotee. And what happens? This happens. Mahajwala Das surrender to Krishna. Prabhuji surrender to Krishna. Mataji surrender to Krishna. So many people surrender to Krishna. How? Prabhupada. Book. Or you come into contact with somebody who read the book and surrendered to Krishna. This is the power of a pure devotee. No matter where we are, in which condition of life, somehow this mercy happens, and then we join this international beautiful movement where we can advance nicely in developing our love for Krishna and for all living entities. Okay. Any questions so far, or someone wants to make any point on this? All right. So what I wanted to elaborate more, actually just give a few examples, is how, jnana and devotional service, jnana and devotional service. Srila Prabhupada here speaks about jñānī, but this jñānī is bhakta. Eka-bhaktir viśiṣyate. Eka-bhaktir is actually a pure devotee. That's why you will see in the scriptures you study, will very often see overlapping. Sometimes jñānī means bhakta. Sometimes atma means Paramātmā. If you see the Sanskrit, Sometimes Paramātmā will mean just the atma, just the soul. Depends on the context. That's the Sanskrit. It's very complex. And this jñānī is bhakta. Eka-bhaktir. Eka-bhakta. That's why he is very dear to Krishna. That's why he is very dear. Why? Now we can ask the question, all living entities are parts of Krishna, aren't they? Shouldn't all these nice entities, Krishna's parts, be equally dear to Krishna? Sure, isn't it? Krishna should love all his parts equally. But then he says here, eka-bhaktir viśiṣyate. Viśiṣyate means specially qualified, special, excelled. And then he says, sacha mama priyaḥ. He is very dear to me. How is that? What about others? Does Krishna love any other living, or only those jñānis here who become pure devotees? Any thoughts on this from you? Anyone? Teṣāṁ jñānī nitya-yukta. Even of these four, he excels the jñāni. So there is a gradation. So this is the Vedic knowledge is so, how to say, like contradictory, looks like contradictory. It's so, from different angles, so rich. That's why we have to have a broad mind. Devotees have a broad mind to understand it. Udara, that's next verse says, Udara actually means broad-minded souls. Broad-minded souls. That's the
broad mind and with whom you are attached to, that is the most important.
Yes.
All your circle, that is most important.
Yes. What's your attachment? So we see this eka-bhaktir, he is pure devotional service. So why Krishna loves, it's actually, answer is so easy, answer is so simple when we just reflect to our own life. If you run a company, for example, so you have workers inside who work for their salary, but then you have those who are really dedicated to the company, who love the company, and who want to contribute to the company, Naturally, they'll be more dear, because they dedicated more.
It all depends on you, on the person who wants to let and know whom to talk or not to talk, whom to meet, whom not to meet. That's it.
Yeah.
You have to judge.
Yeah, so I don't know if you hear on the YouTube, but it all depends on the person. Who are you attached? Yeah. So those who it's all on us actually, how much we want to approach Krishna. If one completely surrenders unto God, God completely surrenders unto him. Ye-yatha mam prapadyante. As one surrenders unto me, ye-yatha mam prapadyate, same word, prapadyante. As one surrenders unto me, tam stataiva bhajami aham. I'm returning in the same way. So, since the devotees of Vrindavan, nothing is there except Krishna in their life. Nothing. So Krishna has nothing also in his life except them. When Srila Prabhupada gave a purport on Radha Madhava song, he says, Brajajana Ranjana. He says, Brajajana Ranjana. He's the happiness, Ranjana, the happiness, the joy of the Brajajanas. And then Srila Prabhupada explains, who are the Brajajanas? Brajajanas, that means they only care about Krishna. All in their life is just Krishna, nothing else. And then he says, Krishna, he only cares about them. It's such a beautiful, intimate love. Brajajanas and Krishna. And then comes the pure devotee who is telling us, let us all become Brajajanas. Srila Prabhupada came. Why is this temple here? Why so many people are gathering here? Because of Srila Prabhupada. They don't know it. But Srila Prabhupada, his disciples who served his mission, built the temple and distributed the knowledge around the world, and then people all over the world started coming. In Vrindavan Dham. Otherwise, who knows what would happen? This place was supposed to be some kind of cinema. It was supposed to be cinema, theater or something. So we cannot imagine what would be if Srila Prabhupada did not appear and make such an amazing service to whole humanity and all of us and souls to come in the future. Okay. That should be sufficient, I think so. Anyone wants to make any question or point? Okay. Okay. So to summarize again, the 7th chapter, where we are now. So in this chapter, Shri Krishna speaks about himself, about his energies, Bhumirapo, about material energy, about spiritual energy, the living entities, and then he speaks how to reach him. So much knowledge in this chapter. And then he speaks who is going to reach him and surrender, who will not surrender. And then of those who surrender, what's the dynamics between them is explained in this verse and the next verse as well. And then after that he will address the demigod worshippers and the pure devotees, what's the difference. Amazing, beautiful chapter which emphasizes pure devotional service. Now we see the bhakti part of the Gita, Bhagavad Gita. You don't see the bhakti part, actually you see it from the beginning because of Srila Prabhupada's purports. But if you read the Sanskrit, if you are a scholar and you just reading Sanskrit, there is no bhakti. There is no bhakti appearing before 7th chapter. Now you see bhakti, eka-bhaktir viśiṣyate. And from now on, 8th chapter and 9th chapter will be full of devotional service. Full with devotional service, bhakti. And then 12th. The 12th will be the concluding chapter of the of that section, middle section, which is itself called the Bhakti Yoga. The chapter title, 12th chapter, is Bhakti Yoga, and this one is Jnana Yoga, Aishvarya Jnana Yoga, Jnana Yoga, the knowledge of the Absolute. Okay, thank you very much. That's it for me for tonight. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.